The best advice I could give anybody who's buying a new or used vehicle would just be do plenty of research. The internet's a fabulous place to find out things like models, variants, pricing structures, values of part exchanges. So yeah, research.
I'd say that sort of the two big things I would say is do your research, and I suppose make sure you're clear on your parameters as well, what you're looking for in your next car.
The best tips for buying a car, I think research. I think nowadays it's so easy for a buyer to research what they're looking for. Get your shortlist down to maybe 2 or 3 cars, and then obviously visit the dealerships to look at those particular cars.
I would take a good look at the exterior of the vehicle, body panels, look for things like the lines between the panels to see if any are widened, which might indicate accident damage. Look at colour variants around the bodywork, because again they may indicate that the car's had some kind of accident damage. Spend a lot of time looking at the interior, making sure there's no sort of rips, burn marks, tears, because they can be costly to have put right.
Any reputable dealer should have all the paperwork relating to that car available. So the V5, what you might be called, or some people refer to as the registration document, MOT certificates, handbooks, service history, all those sort of things are important relating to the car. But provenance checks as well, so dealers should carry out certain provenance checks and be able to demonstrate to you as the buyer that the car's not on finance or hasn't been involved in any major insurance claims.
Make sure you know how much the car should be, you know, the sort of credibility of the dealer. Is the finance package right for you? Is it the right type of finance for how you're going to use the car? Is the rate competitive? You know, is the sort of backup, is the warranty there? Is the dealer trustworthy? Those sorts of things. It's once you're happy, you've sort of ticked all the boxes almost. That's the time when it's right to buy.
The best deal is the one that you're happy to pay. But generally, I believe if you're happy with the deal that you're being offered, then that's the best deal. But if you're not too sure, then again, research. It's made very transparent and easy for you to check what sort of deal you should be paying on a car nowadays.
A lot of the dealers today, because the internet is so prevalent in people's research journey, any good dealer will be sort of researching the market and understanding the right price for that car. However, for your own peace of mind, again, you know, good websites, so like, you know, Motors, you've got hundreds of thousands of cars on there. As well as the car that you're looking for, it gives you an idea, even if that comparative car isn't in your area, it gives you an idea that your price is right, because you can see, you can compare it to other cars. And the only thing you have to be careful with these days is there are so many differences in specification and options and colours, and obviously mileage as well, and they all do affect the value of that car. So it's making sure it's got all the bits that you want and you're happy the price that you're paying is sort of representative for that.
The right price is the price that you're willing to pay. Yes, of course, dealers have margin in vehicles, and some of those cars, if they've had them slightly longer, they'll be looking to give some of that margin away to encourage you to buy that particular car. But again, it's all about this, you know, you can test values, you can check values online, it's very easy nowadays to find out what a car is worth. But I must stress, it's really worth what you want to pay for that car. The best car I ever bought goes back a bit. It was a 1968 Cortina 1600E, and my father had one as a company car, and I always pined and said I'd set my stall out to own one of those. That was my favourite car I've ever bought. Traditionally, dealers have objectives to hit, be it new car sales or used car sales. And if they haven't had a particularly good month, those objectives become sort of under pressure towards the end of the month. And I think it's, you know, people used to think, I'll go at the end of the month to buy a car. That can still be the case if a dealer's not performed particularly well. In terms of time of week, there isn't really. We've noticed a shift. Weekends are still busy, but we've noticed a shift to a lot of business being conducted during the week, because so much of what customers can do now is in their own front room. That actually they can turn up on any day to test drive that car, to prove it in action. So there's not really a busier time or a better time during the week, but sometimes during the end of the month can be the time when dealers might be looking to sell a few more used cars.
Within the marketplace, you'll have dealers who will price optically, so priced to the internet, and their price will be pretty transparent, and that'll be very close to your transactional price, really. And I would expect, maybe a gesture or a small amount of discount.
People still come to us and expect a discount off a motor car. It's not like a retail environment where they're happy to go in and pay the retail price. Having said that, the discounts have changed wildly over the last 10-15 years. Many years ago, dealers would have lots of markup across the car, and then they would, in some instances, give 50-60% of that away to move the car. I think good dealers now price their cars in line with market values. So discounts are a little bit smaller, but that's not to say that you shouldn't ask, because if you don't ask, you don't get.
If it's simply because you're unhappy with the part exchange value, or you're not quite happy with a monthly payment, for example, be open and honest with the salesperson that you're dealing with, because there might well be something that they can do to create a happy medium.
I believe it's our job as dealers to allow you as a customer to test drive as many cars as you want. If you go to Marks and Spencer's to buy a shirt or a jacket or a suit, you can try on as many as you want. So the same should apply for test drives on cars. In terms of length of test drive, it's what's suitable for you, and it is important that you tell the dealer the type of driving that you do, because it's no point them giving you a 5-minute spin around a local area if most of your driving is on the motorway.
We'd encourage you to contact us immediately. At our particular dealership, we do offer a 30-day 1,000-mile money-back guarantee on all vehicles. But what we've endeavoured to do is make sure we find the right vehicle for you throughout the buying process, to make sure that when you do take the vehicle away, you are happy with the purchase. We use a variety of different finance institutions, varying from major banks to high street lenders with different types of finance options. So we do endeavour to find credit for people even with poor credit history.
Lenders are looking a lot harder at people's individual circumstances to check that affordability is key. Having said that, dealers do provide alternative means of funding for people with poor credit. There are specialist lenders for people with poor credit, but what I would suggest is stay away from the payday type lenders whose interest charges really and truly are probably a bit unacceptable in this day and age. There are alternatives out there, but again, talk to the dealer and they can guide you through what can appear to be a minefield of lending.